What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt. Now, it's been 7 long years since the first announcement of Metroid Prime 4 for Nintendo Switch. And I'm seeing a lot of people now are in the belief that Metroid Prime 4 will be announced as a cross-platform 2025 release for the Switch and also for the Switch 2. But I gotta ask myself, would that actually be the smartest thing to do? Because with new consoles and launch games, due to the hype of launch, yes, a lot of launch games will sell more units just based on them being early titles, the first titles for the system and stuff like that. But if we're going by rumors of why the Switch 2 was delayed in the first place, and saying that Nintendo wants to have the biggest, boldest, launch lineup possible, and the fact that Prime games and just Metroid games in general are some of the least selling Nintendo franchises, maybe it's not that good of an idea to have Metroid Prime 4 launch with the Switch 2. Because if Prime 4 is competing for people's wallets with a new Mario Kart or a new 3D Mario, 9 times out of 10, it's going to lose. And that's regardless of how good this game is. That's regardless of how great it reviews. Those are just the facts. For the majority of Nintendo owners, if they just have money for one system, which this system is going to cost probably be more money than any Nintendo system has ever costed in this economy, if they just have the money for the system in one game, 9 times out of 10, or probably 9.5 times out of 10, they're not going to choose Metroid Prime 4. If this system is launching with a Mario Kart or a 3D Mario or something like that, and people just have money for the system in one game at launch, it's more than likely not going to be Metroid Prime 4. And that's just a sad fact. Now, also, if they wait to launch this game on both the Switch and the Switch 2 in 2025, even a lot of people that don't own the Switch 2 yet will still maybe hold off buying Metroid Prime 4 until they have money or want the Switch 2 so they can get the better version. So that also means that if they do that the Switch, the original Switch version, won't really sell as well as it could. Now, there's also a lot of people out there that think that it's been so long that Nintendo's just going to scrap the Switch version altogether and it's just going to be a straight up Switch 2 game. But I highly doubt that. They've been developing this game for the original Switch for too long. A lot of people also thought the same thing with Breath of the Wild. They thought they were going to cancel the Wii U version. That didn't happen. And even then, people thought that because the Wii U sold like trash. Well, the Switch is selling extraordinary. So I don't think they're going to cancel the version on the game with the huge install base. Like that probably wouldn't be too smart. Now, what I think is that Nintendo, depending on what games that they announce at this upcoming Direct, if this upcoming Direct is what I think it's going to be, where it's going to be a bunch of ports and remasters and hardly anything actually new from Nintendo, I think there's going to be some games from third parties that have never been on Nintendo systems or stuff like that. But as far as Nintendo goes, I don't think there's going to be any major brand new games. that could come to the Switch this year outside of Metroid Prime 4. So if Metroid Prime 4 is a Switch game still, which, I mean, it is, if Nintendo really, really wants to see how popular Metroid Prime, the series, is currently, their best bet at finding that out is to launch on the original Switch this year during this holiday. Because any extra launch hype launching on the Switch 2 is not really going to tell them how popular this series really is to current fans. Because, like I said, some people are going to buy the game just because it's one of the launch games. Now, if this game comes out for the regular Switch this year during this holiday with this install base, with hardly any competition from new games, those sales will dictate just how popular this series is. And then later they can release an update or a Switch 2 version. Well, actually, I think they would probably, just do some kind of a update or a patch, or maybe even be a paid patch for Switch 2. But I think if they really want to see the genuine interest for Metroid Prime 4 and how well the game will actually sell on its own, they probably need to release the game this year for the regular Switch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section.